Hi.
Good morning.
Okay, we got to check if we're really recording.
It looks like we're really recording. I'm seeing the counter, but look at the speed it's going up. Look at.
I think that's seconds. I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
If you're wondering why we're so concerned, it's because last week we taped the whole thing in time lapse.
You missed us. I know you did because we didn't have a podcast last week.
I'll attach it at the end here and you can watch it. It's a whole 22 seconds for a half-hour long podcast.
Yeah, and there was no fixing said podcast.
No, I tried.
Oh, well. So, we're hoping it'll work.
Yeah. Yep. So we're trying the YouTube record button instead of the phone record button. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. You just never know.
Yep. Well, this is Magpie's Cottage, and I'm Joanne.
I'm Amy.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
Oh,
boy.
So I was just talking to Amy and telling her I got in this morning, and this was in Roomba's mouth. It dragged the kit. It had it by the string, and it had it in the bathroom, and it was beeping. Oh, that Roomba is always entertainment.
However, since you're talking about said kit, I am wearing said kit.
Yeah.
So I got to get up and show you. In its all beautifulness. Ta-da. Okay, this was a really easy knit.
Mm-hmm.
I got the knitting probably done in a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I let it sit because I hemmed and hawed on the sewing together because I was thinking, I should really bring it out by Joanne and talk to her about that single crochet. And then I started thinking, Amy, you idiot, you can do this. So, so I made some modifications. Mine is a little longer because I wanted the tunic length. I am thrilled with the swinginess of it and the drapiness of the silk yarn. It seems so thin when you look at it, but it knit up beautifully.
Okay.
So I'm very happy with this. Length was one mod, and then the other modification was I used a smaller than it called for needle on the neckband. I used a 2, a 3, and a 4. Now, I think the pattern calls for a 6 for the main needle. So whatever you get for your gauge, then I went down 1 needle for the sleeve bands and 2 needles for the neckband. And I am thrilled that I did because that just brings this up so much nicer. And I just like the way it sits at my neck. So that was a really good choice, and I got flat out lucky. What the heck? Okay.
Cool.
And then, but the sleeve band was just done 1 needle down. And then and the other thing I did was it has you cast on with the second small, because one size down from your gauge needle, it wants you to cast on with that. I did not. I used the gauge needle because since I was making it longer, I wanted a little extra room around the butt.
Yeah.
So it's not clinging there. So those were my modifications, and then
nice.
My extra length came in the stockinette part.
Yeah.
So I didn't even change the lace. Shoulder seams were done using single crochet.
Yep.
So, and I really like that. It was so sturdy up here so that the lace isn't getting stretched out when you wear it. And so I did that. But then on the side seams, I did mattress stitch. And that works really nice on the side seams. It looks fine.
Yep,
and you don't need that durability, that sturdiness on a side seam anyways.
Right.
So this is the kit. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I like to always, in summer, knit a new tee. That summer we knit our Hume. I loved wearing Hume. So
yeah, I wore mine yesterday.
Yep. And so it's nice to have a new summer tee. So for those of you that are interested in the kit, we have the one that we swiped back from Roomba that's in this color. And then we have it in pink. I like the pink. This could, I just like this, the color. So
that's the one I'm going to do because I have a light pink tank top at home.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I definitely need a tank
And I
under
do
that
like
one.
wearing a tank underneath it. It does. And, you know, a cami tank, whatever. Today I got a tank on. That's because it's too hot to wear anything else. And as soon as this podcast is done, this is coming off because it's
Yeah.
hot.
Oh, yeah. Even 7 o'clock this morning, I walked out and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
hot
no
and
kidding.
sticky already.
Yeah, exactly. That's nuts. So I brought it along for the podcast. It doesn't really match my outfit anyways.
It looks
She
fine.
went-
It's just black and white check shorts.
Okay.
Goes with everything.
Pink. Copper color. I love this color.
Yeah.
This is really pretty. This would be nice for some, like a fall.
I
you
would
know.
just like a scarf, you know, like an everyday scarf with that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one I have up front, that it's, right now it's in all rust and it's all silk. That one would look neat in this.
Yeah.
Oh, I should make another one of those. It's called the Andrea Wrap if you want to look at it.
That's a great idea. I love this
Yeah.
color. And then there's this one that it has a little rust in it, but it's bluish gray, steely gray. You know, you look at it and you almost think blue, but no, not blue.
I think more gray.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And that's all 100% silk.
yeah.
It says rustic silk, pure printed silk.
So there are lots of things out there that call for like a rustic kind of silk summer tea like things. Many, many, many patterns. And,
437 yards, 100% silk, 100 grams, hand wash, no dryer, lay flat to dry. And it's a one. It's considered like a fingering
a fingering weight. And when you knit with it, it's not coarse, even though it says rustic. It's not coarse at all. And we'll see how it holds up to washing. You know, I haven't washed it yet. But
Oh, you didn't say the pattern name.
oh, it's called Alina, A-L-I-N-A.
Yeah.
And Joanne has a boatload of copies of it. So
Yep.
you
Yep,
can
you
buy
get
it
it
on
in a
Ravelry,
kit.
but you do get it with the kit. And so,
Yeah, so we have the kit on special for $72. So the yarn is normally $25. So you're getting $3 off the yarn and a free pattern if you buy the kit. So it's a good deal.
yes, it is. And I'm very, very happy with it.
Good.
So.
Good. Yeah, silk is nice for the summer.
It is. It is. So,
Yep.
Okay.
So
wow. What else we got going here? I got a couple.
Any FOs?
I do.
Okay, show your FO.
So, this is my cowl descent. And I'll put this on over because I just love the way this sits. There.
Yes, you know, yours you made to pattern, so you
Right.
got the drapiness here.
Yes.
Where mine I made tight because I
Right.
wanted it
And you
to
can,
cover my mouth in the winter.
yeah, so this is definitely going to be an indoor kind of cowl for me. Okay, so I used a gradient here. And
That's
so
pretty.
it actually starts out at the neck edge. It's more of a darker brown, and it goes through a whole series of beiges. And then there is some light robin's egg blue here, but then it has this darkest blue. So I could not have planned the gradient aspect of this color better. It just is amazing.
Yeah,
So
like
this
a
yarn,
nice-
I got it for my birthday. My son sent it to me from.
Oh.
They ordered it actually from Spin Cycle, and had it shipped for my birthday. So
Very
I
nice.
love this. It's called Spin Cycle Dyed in the Wool, and it's got a really tight twist. And then I paired it with this brown sport weight. So this is I did this on sport weight, but I don't think I changed my needle or anything. But
Mine was sport weight too.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's leading men, their sport.
Okay.
And what's nice is the twist matches really well. So, because the Spin Cycle is really tightly twisted, and so is the leading men. So that's my FO of the week.
Very nice.
Yeah, so take that off, because who the hell wants to wear a cowl? It's like
Yeah.
80 degrees outside already. But I am really happy with the way this turned out.
Good.
Okay, and then I have one more almost FO.
Okay, go ahead.
This is called Pleasant Trip by Laura Aylor. And I said almost FO, because there's my bind off started. Oh, I should show you the right side. There it is. It has a picot bind off, and I am picoing away. I got what, 4 whole picots done. Yeah, there's 305 stitches, and it's a picot bind off. It's going to be an eternity, but that's okay. It has this really nice, like, how should I get that? There, diagonal. No brain knitting. If you can count to 6, you can do this. All right. And then this is just a twisted stitch.
Okay.
You know, like a full cable kind of thing. To the and then you move your marker on your pattern rows and knit the other one. Ta-da, done. So went for 10 inches. It's long. It's gonna wrap several times.
Okay.
You know, I'm thinking 3. That's what I wanted. Any more than that, and it's gonna be too much bulk. But yeah. So real easy pattern, no brain knitting. Most of this was done in the car
Okay.
when we were
Very
driving up
nice.
north.
Very nice.
I think actually right around here was where I switched yarns. So actually, yeah, from here to here, that was all done in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll get that bound off this week sometime.
Is that Malabrigo? It looks like the sand.
No, it's called Nerd String.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nerd String.
Very nice.
Yeah, the colorway is called Oyster.
Oh, very fitting.
Well, and this is the June project. You got 2 months to knit it. So that's why it's okay that it's not quite finished and it's July. But this was the Laura Aylor June knit along.
Okay.
I told you about that.
If you knit it 1 month, you get it.
Get a free one the next month.
Yeah.
So right now I want to knit lightning bugs. It's a long crescent shawl, and I just thought July. That will be my July one. And then there's that's gonna be my Camp Loopy. Then there's that's the one I'll get free. But then there's another one out there called Summer Dunes. And Summer Dunes is the July one. Oh, and it's this long rectangular wrap that has like stripes in it. Okay, so I'm knitting mine. It will be in a creamy beige whatever. And then I've got a tan and beige with speckles. So the tan part of this variegated is just tan, but the creamy part is speckled.
Okay.
So and there's short rows in there. So you knit it the long way. So it's gonna be massively long rows, but what the heck? You don't have as many of them because it's yay wide.
Okay.
And then there are 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4 of these sections where you got the short rows where you use the variegated.
Okay.
So that's gonna be my that's the July knit along project.
Okay.
August is a sweater. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got a couple options in mind, but she has a great sale on her patterns going on right now too, Laura Aylor. So you can find the sale info on her in her Ravelry group under
I'll go
announcements.
check her out in Ravelry.
Yeah, but yeah. So she has this monthly thing, and you have 2 months to knit whatever the project is, and and there's voting involved. Like I wanted to do waterline, but the one I wanted didn't win the vote, so I'll just put my waterline on the back burner. It was because I was going to knit that one in some of Laurel's yarn with that green mini I showed you that day. So that's what I wanted to knit that out of, and it's still in my to-do list, but it didn't make the July knit along, so I'll just put it on the back burner. It's okay.
Okay.
So I'm working on that, and then that's it other than my sweater.
Oh, okay.
I do have a test knit going on right now, but it's secret and I can't talk about it. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, our sweater is Olive Knit's Soundtrack. It's the 4-day knit-along challenge that Marie Green does every year. But this year she doubled the time, or no, quadrupled the time.
Yeah, you almost got the whole month.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pick between 8 and 32 days to do it, whatever you want to challenge yourself. It's a full pullover. I think I can show a picture here.
Yeah.
So there. And I definitely am not going to do it in 4 days.
I have no.
No.
You know what? The year I did do it, I met the challenge. For my size, it wasn't 4 days. It was 6 days. But I'm not doing this in 6 days either. I don't care.
Yeah.
I did it once. I know I can do it. Boom, done. Moving on.
I'm challenging myself to finish it by the 1st of August.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, I've never done a sweater that quick. I usually take about 3 to 4 months for each sweater. Because I always, have that as my back burner project while I'm knitting socks or hats or whatever else. So, this is mine after 1 day. I started mine yesterday. We have a knit along going at the store on Thursdays from 4 to 5. There's just 3 of us in it right now. If you want to join along, you can. I'm not going to allow more than 5 or 6 to come, though, because just so we can social distance. We don't want to sit right next to each other right now. So I just started the slip stitch color rose. You can see how far I am. And you want to show yours, and then we can talk about the pattern a little?
Yeah, I started mine. I just did the neckband Wednesday, I think I did. And
yeah,
so,
that's when it came out.
Yeah. So I am knitting mine with a variegated for my color bands. Now, on the pattern, it looks like this is color work. It's just slip stitches. So it's so easy. It's very easy. And so I am on to the second set of color bands. I just started it. I'm on the first increase part. So it's moving along nicely. Now, both Joanne and I are using this yarn, Davila. Whoops, upside down. Davila. And it is a really tightly twisted yarn. So it has good stitch definition. I'm very happy with it that way. It is not a superwash, but it's not the slightest bit itchy either.
No.
No, it's knitting up very nicely. I have used this for fingerless gloves, never in a sweater. But so far I'm very pleased with what it's doing. So,
yeah, 100% merino, so I don't think it could possibly ever be itchy.
No.
So, yeah, and it's a nice lightweight.
Yeah, I don't think this sweater is going to feel heavy on at all.
Right, yeah.
So Joanne is knitting hers. Well, this is the new color of
Yeah,
Davila.
we just got that
in.
color. Plus the 6 I had already.
Yeah, so she's using the gray that we have, and then the burgundy that we have. And then I am knitting mine in the blue that we've had, but my color work is done using a Zauberball.
Well, actually, it's called Edition 3.
Oh,
I
Edition
believe.
3. It's not Zauberball.
It's the DK weight of a Zauberball.
Yeah. But I'm very happy with the way it's turning out in here with the green and the blue. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that looks really neat. So, yeah.
And that's what we're working on.
Yeah. Now, I did have one complaint. My complaint about the pattern is, it says at beginning of round, knit so many stitches. It has bracket, knit so many stitches, make one left, end bracket. Repeat between brackets 18 times. So I did what was in the bracket and then repeated it 18 times. So total of 19 increases. That's not what she wants. She wants
18.
a total of 18. So it shouldn't say repeat 18 times, because that wouldn't mean you repeat what you already did.
I agree with you in the sense that it's confusing. Okay? Different designers write it different ways. I know that when you write a pattern, the number of repeats is how many times you repeat it. So it's going to be that. So if it's an increase, for example, like this is, it's going to imply 19 increases. Whereas in this pattern, she only wants 18. Now the interesting thing about it is when I got to that point, I had the same kind of like moment in my head. Okay, what's going on with that? Okay. here's how I decided that, oh, it's only 18 times. And then that 18 time thing, that whole style of writing, that will continue now throughout the whole pattern. And once you know that, that's
now
a good
I know
thing.
It. Right.
Because she doesn't give you stitch counts through the whole thing.
Right. If the stitch count would have been there, it would have said 138 or whatever, and I would have known.
Exactly. And see what I did when I got there, I went back to where you separate for the sleeves, and I counted, and I did the math so that at every increase, because this is a circular yoke, so you don't have raglan lines, you've got increases spaced all the way through. I went back and I counted, and I did the math, and so I figured out my stitch count. So then I knew what I started with, the 120 plus 18 is 138, and that's where the math said I had to be. So that's how I figured it out.
Okay.
I will agree with you. I had the same confusion. Marie Green tends to write out a whole lot of stuff that doesn't need to be written out. Like in here, the next round. Really? There's a sequence here. Why don't you, And so she ends up with a lot of extra verbiage that you don't really need.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
her
that's
style of
okay
writing.
with me. Some people like to do the check each row off as they're going, and so if every row's written out, they can check it.
Well,
you
that's
know?
true.
So
That's true.
yeah. If the stitch count would have been there, I would have figured out that repeat thing right away. I wouldn't have had to go back and take an increase out.
Yeah.
So
That's, okay, now you know.
now I know.
And the same thing will happen when you are going to be doing decreases on the sleeves. She'll tell you to do
Yeah.
it so many times, and you're going to say,
Yeah. Yep. But otherwise, that's where I am. I'm on my second row of color change, my second set.
And I'm on the second set of the second set.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But, and this line in between the stitches, this line right there is,
The slip stitch.
It's a slip stitch in between right here.
Yeah.
So, it's not color work. It's always knitting with one color.
Okay.
So I was surprised by that. I expected color work.
Oh,
And then when I read
okay.
the pattern, no color work.
Okay. Speaking of color work,
Color work.
I am just beginning the color work here. I was working on this yesterday, so it was laying out, and I decided it is now too big to take back home because I don't want this laying on my lap. It's going to have to lay on a table. This is my Radari sweater, and I got the body and the sleeves done, and I am starting the yoke color work. So,
Oh, that's pretty.
yeah, it doesn't have much yet. It just is beginning. Let's see there. The cuffs have a little bit of color work, and the hem has the same. I have a lot of ends to weave in.
I hate that
This
part.
is for my son-in-law that lives in the UP, so he'll use it well this winter. It gets pretty cold up there. It looks really short right now, but that's because it needs that whole yoke going on.
Yeah, well, this is barely to the underarm.
Right. This is right at the underarm right now, and I have to go everything up from there. So I've been working on that. And then I didn't show my marled sweater. I'm working on that yet. I just finished one sleeve. So I have one sleeve left to go.
Oh, okay. I was
That-
going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I finished the first sleeve. And I put the little thumb hole in for Becky. So, yeah.
Maybe when I get down to the sleeves on this, I'll put thumb holes in this sweater.
There you go.
I've never put thumb holes in.
Yeah, it's easy. Just knit back and forth for a couple rounds and then join it back in the round again.
Piece of cake. I might do that. I've never had thumb holes. Now, that means then my sleeve's going to have to be a little longer.
Yeah, you have to make your sleeves down to your knuckles here.
Yeah, I'll have to
But
think about that.
I like my sleeves up here. I like mine kind of short. Bracelet length, they call it, if it goes to here only.
Oh.
That's what I like.
Okay. So,
So that's all I'm working on. Oh, it's not all. I got socks at home too, but I'm usually working on socks also.
oh, UFO Club.
Oh yeah, and that just worked out really well too.
Yes.
It's number 4 was drawn for July. Dawn drew number 4, and my number 4 in my UFOs
Oh,
is
for heaven's sakes.
this sweater.
Oh my gosh.
So, and already it's gotten love in July. So
There you go.
I've already fulfilled most of the requirement, but I'm gonna try to finish it in July.
I'm going to finish mine.
Okay.
But mine, oh boy, this is really bad. It goes back to, I believe, 2011.
Oh boy.
It's an Advent calendar scarf. So the idea is that there was a little section of a scarf that was a lace pattern. And you just did that little section every day. Now didn't have enough knitting time in the day, and this is lace to actually like do a section a day.
Okay.
In order to do something like that, you really need to just like, that's my knitting for December.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that, of course. And so, but mine is knit out of lace weight hummingbird.
Lace
Malabrigo lace in the hummingbird color, which is like my favorite color, Malabrigo ever. And so I have not knit on that in forever. It has beads. It has all these different lace sections. Now, the good news about it is that it's plenty long right now that I don't have to go all 24 days. I think I'm on like day 20, and it might just be 20 days.
Oh.
Because I'll just finish up that section I'm on and do the edging, and then it'll be done and I'll block it. I think it's long enough. So,
Okay.
I'm going to take, when I pull it out, I mean, I found it. I know where it is. I got it out. It's there, but between 305 stitches of a picot bind off and a knit-along sweater and a test knit,
Yeah.
and my monthly, Camp Loopy thing, I got enough going.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there's no requirement to finish it. You just got to get it out and work on it.
well, that's true, but no, my intent was to finish it.
Yeah. Mine was to finish too, but that was the marled sweater last month. I didn't finish it. But I'm down to only one sleeve left.
Yeah.
So I got some good progress done.
Although that's not a big deal, though, because you want it done because you're going to give it to Becky.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there looking at this thing that's been on my needles since 2011. I think I need to
Yeah.
get it off my needles.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
So I probably knit it, a completely different gauge right now. Probably. I probably was, I don't know. I probably was tighter back then, only because
yeah.
my hands get sore now. I'm old. That's a long time ago.
Yep.
But
And I know somebody in the UFO club, they just got their project out and they frogged it. And
I did that last month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's still off your needles.
It's off my needles, and that was the point.
Yeah.
Mine was a pair of socks.
Okay.
And I know why it languished. There, that's the word I wanted. Languished as a UFO. I know why. Because the socks didn't fit right, and I was debating on what I was going to do with said socks.
Yeah.
And they were too tight around the ankle, just the way the stitch pattern worked on them. So I
Okay.
frogged them. No, and I'll reuse that yarn. I already know what I'm going to use the yarn for. I can't wait to show you. It's going to be really cool.
Okay.
So,
Fun.
but that's part. It's kind of a mystery for now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Speaking of mysteries,
yeah.
the Mystery Mania is up on the website, available for purchase. If you want to talk about that.
Oh, can't wait. Actually, this year's Mystery Mania, it's funny. I'm doing household things with it, and I'm having a blast. And I've got 2 of the projects on the needles right now, and I'm enjoying knitting them. And so I'm totally looking forward to the mystery series. I was hesitant about doing the household things, but the things that I'm doing, people are going to have fun with.
Good.
So yeah.
Yeah. So 6 months, 6 classes, $99.
Saturday mornings at 10, first Saturday of the month.
Saturday of the month. Again, we're going to have to keep it limited. Like after the first of the year, if vaccines are out, whatever, like goes
Then
back
we can
to
expand
normal, then we can allow last minute sign-ups. But as of right now, we have to limit the number again till 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hopefully in January we can expand.
Well, and it's funny because when I was thinking about doing this, okay, you walk in my house, nobody knows what a fiber fanatic I am because I hide all of my knitting, like my project bags and my in progress work kind of hides behind a chair, so you can't see it when you walk in.
Yeah.
It's just the way the chair sits and the way, it's just by the wall,
Yeah.
it's there. So it's not necessarily done on purpose. I don't have any knitted or crocheted Afghans anywhere because I don't usually use them. I'm one of these people, if I'm cold, I turn the fireplace on.
Oh, okay.
So I don't ever curl up with a blanket in the living room, and neither does Ron.
Oh, see, I love it. I either have an Afghan or a quilt all
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
even in summer.
I don't have. I have 2 little knitted throw pillows in my living room, but that would be the only thing in my living room that a person can see that's knitted.
Okay.
And I just think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Considering what a fiber nut case I am. Now, you go to other parts of my house and there's yarn everywhere, but
Not in the public areas.
not in the public areas. And it's funny because, I got way too much fiber in my house. That said, so coming up with ways to put my fiber fanaticism on display is kind of what started me on this journey of knitting for your home.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it.
Good.
And I'm having, like I said, the 2 projects I've started, I'm having a blast knitting them. And one is going amazingly quicker than I thought it would.
Good.
So, yeah.
Cool. Sounds like fun. Go to the website, magpiescottage.net, and sign up today.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else coming up?
I don't think so.
The sidewalk sale has been canceled.
Oh, really?
in
Oh, that's a
town.
bummer.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not anything I can think of off the top of my head. So, is that the mailman?
I think so. No.
Oh, somebody's coming
Hey.
in.
Wow. I guess we'll sign off then.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next week.